Hello, this is Nick again from Community Builder Joomlapolis, and this is the first of a series of uh, videos. I guess I'm planning for Joomla 4 uh, RC. The Joomla 4 RC has recently. It's only been like 4 days. I mean, the article is June 1st. So I'm going to be investing some time to dig into Joomla 4 and learn as much as I can about it. And I'm just going to share this experience. I don't know how many videos it'll be. I mean, this is the first one. I'm just going to start and just go through the process of installing and dig around, see if I can highlight some things. And I'll be just doing one thing at a time. I'm planning weekly videos. Again, I don't want them to take too long, but some might take longer than others. So let's just go ahead and see what can happen here. Just my environment here, I'll be showing you on my MacBook Pro, and basically have MAMP installed. And you can see this MAMP up here. I mean, that's what this is. So at some point, once Joomla 4 does get out, I'm going to be working on constructing three websites, actually, a personal website for myself, a business website for myself, and a community website based on genealogy project and that I've been working on for years. So those three will kind of uh, build off of experience with Joomla 4 that I'll be going through with you. And of course, I'll be using Community Builder and Joomlapolis plugins in um, those three websites. So let's just start off with Joomla 4 RC1. So I've downloaded it here. I mean, the article, you could just click to download. I downloaded the full package, and if you go here, it'll actually, I just downloaded the zip file. I unzipped it and I threw it into my uh, sites Joomla 4 RC1 folder. And again, at some point, I'll go through my environment and show you how it's set up, but I just want to run this quickly. So if I go there in my website now and just refresh it, I'm getting the installer, and that's the Joomla 4 installer. Okay, so first thing I want to do is the US. Not much difference, but since I'm in the United States, I might as well use it. In terms of the website name, I'm just going to call it Joomla 4-RC1. Okay, and then just set up the login data. Real name of your super user, I'll just be myself here. Now, it's a good idea to actually not use the admin for your super user account because there's no reason from a security perspective that, somebody could easily guess that. I mean, it's just one factor from your credentials, but you might as well make things difficult. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to say J4RC1 and then underscore admin. That's a little more difficult. And I'll just do a password. And you see here, there are some default password requirements set in Joomla 4. We might take a look and see how we could change those once we get Joomla 4 installed. But in the meantime, let me just go ahead and do one of my passwords. And it's strong enough, which is good. Email, this is my email on Joomlapolis. I might as well use that. People already know about it, so. And then we're going to the database. I'm going to use the default here. There's also Progress, SQL, PDO. I'm just going to use what the default comes up with, and we might go through the alternatives at some other point. So keep it localhost because that's where the database is. I mean, even though I have a host now, J4RC1 in my map environment, the database is still in localhost, so I'm keeping that. Typically, the database is set up with root. I haven't created a new user DBA, so I'm just going to use the root and the default password. And again, the same thing, I'm just going to keep things simple, keep Joomla DB, and let the default prefix connection, keep that server control, and then to install Joomla. And what do we have here? Security token not match. Let's something happen. Let me try again. Let me refresh that. And again, I'm not planning these videos, so I have to go over. Let me just do it quickly. Let me just do a pause here so I don't waste your time. Okay, so I did that refresh and everything worked with all the settings I had. Nothing was wrong. The first thing it asks us here is to remove the installation folder. It's always a good idea to do this. There's no reason for it to be on the website. If it is, then somebody could probably reinstall over and ruin everything. So I'm removing that. And let's just open the site. Well, actually, let's open the admin area first. So it asks us to log in. Remember, we said J4RC1 underscore admin. I don't know if you remembered it. Yeah, it does. Let me just click that. And there's a web authentication and login. I haven't set up web authentication, so I'm just going to log in using my password and username. And this is what the default admin panel looks like. Now, I'm going to close this. I mean, say never here. So it basically asks you for statistics to send back to Joomla. Yeah, I'd like to help them with statistics, but there's no reason now. It's just a local host thing, so I'm just doing never. And they're also up here. I'm noticing 3 post installation messages. So let me just go here and see what these are. It's the stats, the first one. That's okay. Welcome to Joomla. There's a little link for the beginner's guide in the forum. That's also nice. And then there's something for 2-factor authentication. I'm probably going to leave this. I'm going to hide the first one, and I'll leave the other 2 so I can actually reference back to the beginner's guide, which I have no idea if it's a Joomla 4 beginner's guide. Probably not. So it might not be very useful to begin with. And at some point I will set up the Google Authenticator, so I'll be coming back to that. So getting back to the dashboard, just see there's a site area, okay, modules, plugins, whatever. There's a little sidebar here with some key components or menus, whatever. System, it looks kind of neat though. I mean, it's very well organized. Sample data, I guess you can install sample data. That's cool also. Very nice. You can do this after the fact. Again, I haven't installed any data yet, and it didn't ask me during the installation process. If you remember Joomla 3, it did have options to actually install right off the bat with some default content. So there's nothing here. And let me just see what it looks like on the front end. I'm assuming if things work like Joomla 3, if you click on this Joomla 4-RC1, which was the site name, it should open a new window, which it does. And this is what the empty website looks on the front end. You'll see there's something called Cassiopeia. That's the template name that comes with Joomla 4. And it should be responsive. So let me just go ahead and grab and shrink, and you see it kind of, it is responsive, so it'll probably look like this on your iPhone. Very nice. And I'm going to stick, even for the websites I'm going to be doing, the 3 websites, I'm going to be sticking with this default template, trying to style it to my liking. I'm not going to load any third-party templates, even though I have nothing against them, but I really want this to remain as light as possible and don't bloat things with, templates that tend to be eye candy, but they don't really help performance-wise. So let me just keep this up, and then you see what we have. Oh, sorry. There we go. We open it all the way through. And you see there's a main menu that's published, login form that's published, and there's nothing else. And this probably comes from the template because I didn't give the name Cassiopeia anywhere during the installation, and it's probably one of the first things I'd like to play with and get rid of, and we'll see how. So let me go back to the back end. There we go. Now I did some Googling, and these that you see here on the sites, they're not the only things that can appear here. So if you go to this little gear icon here and do edit, you're seeing there's some quick icons. Those are the quick icons we saw, and we can add more. We can add the global configuration icon that's set to hide. All these are hide here. Modules icon, that's showing. Categories icon is showing. Media icon is showing. I think these two are template related, so I'm going to click on both, the code icon and the styles icon. Probably the styles icon is what I need to get rid of that um, the Cassiopeia thing in the front end. So let me just save and close and see what happens. Yep, you see here at the end of the quick icons here, we have the template style and the template code. And let me just click on one of these, template style. Yep, that Cassiopeia is the default. Let me see what that looks like if I edit it. Okay, there's some details, advanced. Oh, there we go. So I'm assuming if this brand is set to no, it'll hide that Cassiopeia. Let me just save it and see what it does. And go to the home page and refresh it. There we go. We're done with that. Let's assume I didn't want to get rid of it. I just wanted to, I guess I can change the logo. Do I have a logo here? Let me see what's in there. Yeah, there's a nice, let's try this one. That's already in our media folder here. And let me go and save and see what my new homepage looks like. There we go. We have a little Joomla banner. Okay, let's keep it like this for now. But at least now I know how I would be able to play this. I could probably add my own logo, and I'll probably need that. There's a title alternative, tagline. Let's put a little tagline. Joomla for RC1. And save and refresh. The tagline should go under the logo, I'm assuming. Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, that's cool. Let's just go and take a look now and see what else we can come up with. Go back to the dashboard. Let's see what this toggle menu is. Oh, it just closes. Well, that's cool. It hides it, so it doesn't take up space. All right. Content, I'm assuming that's for articles. Yeah, you can have articles. You can add new categories. See the feature articles, fields and field groups. We'll probably be exploring this because Community Builder has that also. I don't know what Joomla has built in for fields and field groups. It would be nice to explore this. The new Community Builder that will be coming up, Community Builder 3.0, is probably going to have integration with Joomla fields. So you'll be able to link Community Builder fields to Joomla fields. And we'll see how that pans out. So media, site modules, admin modules. Okay, let's see what menus. Just the main menus in place. I guess you can add menus here. These are all concepts that more or less are available in Joomla 3, and they're just positioned a little differently and styled nicely. Hopefully, it'll make things a lot easier. You have news feeds, smart search, tags. I'll be probably using tags in one of those 3 websites, maybe more, maybe all 3. This is the default user area. Let's see what that looks like. Just do manage here. Now this is the first thing I don't like. So you see, this kind of breaks the page. You have to scroll to the right. See, that's where the page would have ended up here. And this, I assume, if you collapse this menu, it looks better, which is one reason it's there. But again, I wouldn't. By design, it's probably a bad idea to have anything that's built in to kind of break the layout. And that's what's happening here. Now, again, I'm assuming if you collapse this, yeah, it collapses nicely. So it is responsive, even the back end, which is nice. Okay, that's nice. So that's one thing I noticed here, and I assume you just go ahead and dig in and change things here if you need to. It's more or less the way things were. Assigned user groups. I'm a super admin right now. Template styles, backend language, front-end language, editor. Okay, we have 3 editors here: Code, Mirror, Tiny, MCM, and none. At some point, I'm probably going to install JCE, which I like a lot. But in the meantime, I'll just use the default. I don't know what that is. Does it say? No. So I'm just going to use the default, hoping it's Tiny. It's Tiny MC, but you never know. Time zone, again, I'm using the default. I don't know what that is, and I might have to come back at some point and change this. Accessibility settings, I have no idea what this is. I'll probably, again, it's for probably blind people or deaf people accessing your website, so I would need to research what this means. This is probably new. User action logs. It kind of logs backend actions, and it can even turn on notifications, which I'm assuming this means that anytime somebody makes a change, here we go, to one of these events in the backend, there's some notification sent, which is, I think it's nice. It's a good idea if you have a site that has a lot of different administrators and people making changes. It would be nice to keep a history of who did what, when. And I don't know what this API token is. I guess we need to find out. And this is the W3 authentication. That's something I'm going to be working on too. So that's more or less, it looks similar except for the actions log. Let's just close that. And I'm assuming, let's just go back to the dashboard. I'm assuming this action log is, there we go. This is probably what the list. So these are the things I made, 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago, and so on. So I'm assuming, let's see what this allows you to do. Latest actions, edit. Items, it tells you how many items to display. And there's some layout. Again, I don't know what that is. Okay, classes, permissions, and so on. All right, let's go ahead and just do one article, just to see what it looks like. So content, I'm doing a plus. I'm not going to add it to category. I didn't create any categories. I don't know if that's a good question. Let me see if there are any categories in the system. No, it's just uncategorized. Okay, so I'm going to create an uncategorized article. I could just go article, and there we go. So it's uncategorized. There's no other category, so that's what's there. And let's just do my first article. I'll let the alias be generated from the title. And let's just go, I don't know what this means. CMS content, okay. Let's just go, this is my very first article in Joomla for RC1. Now, let's see what the editor is like. Tools, word count, source table. I don't know what editor this is, but no idea. We'll see. It doesn't, I think it's the code one, but anyway. Oh, so now it gets a little more things. Let's make something here bold. Where's the bold button? Up here. Okay. All right, and let's just, no tags. Actually, let me see. Do I have any tags? No tags. I have to create one. I don't have any. There's a note and a version note. I'll come back to these. So let me do a save here. And there we go. See, the alias was created here, which is just replaced, made everything lowercase and put dashes instead of blank spaces. So I'm assuming right now this should not show up anywhere because it hasn't been associated with a menu, and I'm refreshing, and that's the case. So let's see how it would show this. There's a preview button. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. So that's what the article would look like right now. By default, it would show the author's name, the category, when it was published, and the first hit that people saw basically here. So let me just close this. See how I'm going to get this on my front page. So I guess I'm going to need to add a menu first. Let's go to the menus and go to the main menu and do a new button here. I have the home, do featured articles. Oh, so I'm assuming if I make, there is one, if I make that article feature, it'll probably appear. Let's go back and look at that. Content, articles, my first article. I guess all I needed to click here. And that's featured now. So if I go and refresh the home page, there we go. Okay. That was cool so far. So I'm going to keep this simple and stop here right now. Let's just recap. I did an install. I actually added some quick icons here, the template style. I used the template style to get rid of the Cassiopeia logo here and instead put one of the Joomla images. I put a tagline underneath. And I also created an uncategorized article, made it featured, and this way it just showed up in my main menu. That's already in place from Joomla. That main menu is basically, let's look at it again. The main menu actually is here. Sorry, that's not what I want to look at. I want to look at menus, main menu here. Yeah, the main menu, the home that's on the main menu is actually linking to featured articles. That's kind of good. And I'm going to stop right here right now, just to give people a chance to digest this. But so far, I like the way the layout is in the back end. I like the fact that I can toggle this, make more space. It's very nice. I can't say much about the front end template yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be just as good as the Joomla 3 template, which was actually very good. A lot of websites, unfortunately, didn't use that. I'm going to try to stick with the Cassiopeia template for all 3 of the websites I'll be designing from scratch using Joomla 4 when Joomla 4 stable comes out. Okay, I'm going to stop things right here. And the plan is to do at least 1 video a week. So hopefully we'll get enough videos done by the time Joomla gets from RC to stable, Joomla 4 gets from RC to stable. We will have acquired as much knowledge as we need to get Joomla 4 hit it running and get our websites up to speed. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. And until next time, bye-bye.